Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the A-Side. I am your host, Riley, and you saw in the last episode me react to the first half of Hounds of Love by Kate Bush because of Stranger Things, a show I haven't watched. But, clout chasing be like that. I really liked it, though. I loved pretty much every track, specifically Running Up That Hill and Mother Stands for Comfort were both absolutely gorgeous songs that blew me away in every way possible. So, here we are today. As if it's a different day, as if I didn't just finish recording part 1 5 minutes ago. I'm going to finish listening to this record and let you know my thoughts and opinions. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's free, and you can always unsubscribe later if you want. Under Ice, track 7. Oh, it's got, once again, like Running Up That Hill, a very dark cinematic feel to it. Oh. Her super deep vocals here add to that kind of darkness. It feels so ominous. Oh, the vocals syncing up with the music is cool. Oh, this song has such a dark sound to it, though, but in a rich way. It's got this dark richness that feels straight out of the film. Also, shout out to Kate's diction here. She's hitting those those consonants so hard. Little lines in the ice, spitting, really making it hit hard, and feel very punchy when she really hits those consonants. Once again, it's got that goth imagery of drowning and the water. It feels goth, but also very cinematic. That's really cool right there, as the vocals began to layer on top of each other and get louder. She's trying to, oh my god. Wow! Okay. Listen. That, the get out of the cold water, something, someone, help them, represents the cold water. And it gets louder and louder as Kate screams, help, or it's me, throughout this final verse. So she's going, it's me. It's getting louder and louder because it's her drowning. And the water, the cold, icy water is overtaking her, just like it is in the mix. That's genius. That is composition. I will tell you what. Genius. Shout out to Kate Bush, for real. Wake up. That gets a green. I think I explained why I like that song pretty thoroughly. It was a very smartly composed song. And the back and forth between those two vocals, the lower, kind of darker vocals, and then when she does the more higher register, she's more despondent. Very, very neat. Interesting. So, according to Genius here, this next time we're going to react to is called Waking the Witch. But Waking the Witch is the 8th track on Kate Bush's album Hounds of Love, and the 3rd track of the 9th Wave, a mini concept album about a woman drowning in an aftermath of a shipwreck. So, And Dream of Sheep Under Ice and Waking the Witch, okay, interesting, are all, story, and they all fit together. Fascinating. Anyway, let's listen to Waking the Witch. Or Baking the Bitch. I don't smoke. Interesting, the piano sounds very reflective. Interesting, it's a very reflective memory, and it's people telling her to wake up.
Love.
Like coming out of a memory. Oh, that's interesting. This album is very cinematic. This is almost like a dream sequence from a movie, or like a flashback sequence from a movie. Like you'd see like a montage of people from her life telling her these things over this reflective music, but now it's gotten this like weird Satan? Oh my god. This song is a fucking wild. The intensity and cacophonous noise of it with those guitars and then the church bells kind of clashing. This has got a very, very intense feel to it. And then I'm assuming this is Latin on the bridge. Deus et, or where is it? Yeah. Deus et de Domino Infero. That's God and gods of the underworld. It's like a witch trial. But Satan's here too. Oh my god, the drums! That was amazing. The intensity on that song is unrivaled. Oh my god. That was wild. That was intense. It was despondent. It felt like the climax of a film. It felt like I was watching a movie through this song. We got to the most like climactic part. I mean, the trial and the being thrown into the water. Yeah, it sounds like she's on trial for being a witch, but also Satan is there. But even so, oh my god, that was like so intense. It like has my heart beating. Oh, interesting. So looking at the Genius lyrics, it seems that she's in the water and life is flashing before her eyes. So that's interesting that this trial is a delusion as she's drowning. So in the intro here, they wake up, a good morning, ma'am, your early morning call, where I said it was like a montage of memories, like you'd see in a movie. It is her life flashing before her eyes. And then we get to listen to me, help me, baby, talk to me, please, talk to me. And then it goes into the delusion of her talking to Satan and being in a witch trial, and it ends here with a distant get out of the waves, get out of the water as she's saved. The way that tells the story, from beginning to end, and puts you in the mind of this character, very interesting, and something I would really like to dig into more. The song was fucking weird, between the clashing of the guitars and the bells in the like chorus there, and the strings and the Latin and the Satan. Fascinating. I haven't found an album this fascinating in a while. Which, the green already? Because I'm going to give that the green. That song was phenomenal. This is what I live for, you know? This kind of music being this powerful, this interesting, this fascinating, this experimental. Anyway, next track, Watching You Without Me. I like that sound a lot. It sounds like mystical, but like an ancient mystical sound. Almost maybe like you stumble upon a sorcerer in like the Aztec Empire. It feels very mystical. Oh, the reversed vocals are so psychedelic. This is so psychedelic, oh my god. I feel like I'm on a trip. Is this also part of the... It is. It tells the ghost of spirits return on the unconscious shipwrecked woman in her home. Nobody can see her or speak to her, but she tries. They wait for her. They worry she is dissipated. Oh, interesting. So she does die, and this is her coming back and, like, crying for help, hence the mystical side of it. And now that she's a ghost, it's like the backwards. There's a ghost in our home watching you without me. But I'm not here, I'm not here, I'm not here. You don't hear me, you can't hear what I am. Don't ignore me. Let me in and don't be long. So yeah, this is like the perspective of her after she's died. And she's trying to plead with maybe her lover, who can't see her or hear her. So watching you without me. Fascinating way to end that in such a psychedelic, weird, trippy way. Almost portraying the afterlife as if it were a psychedelic trip. And because the afterlife is something we know nothing about, we don't know anything about what it would be like to be a ghost, let alone if ghosts are even real, she portrays it as a religious, psychedelic, mystical experience. That's a really fascinating way to do it. Not necessarily one... It's creepy, but not in like a horror way, in a mind-meltingly, you know, to the point where you can't comprehend it way. Like you're on a drug trip. That gets the green. That was fascinating. Oh my god. This is genius, man. This record is genius. Okay, track 10. Jig of Life. Oh yeah, bud. It's a country song. Oh, actually, it's got like a like a Scottish, Irish, like Irish sea shanty sound. Oh, it's the ghost again! Is it? Maybe not. It is.
She said, it doesn't belong to you. She said, goodbye to my part of your life. Oh, no, no,
Oh, the melodies there are so good. And once again, Kate's vocals. Oh, Kate's vocals bring such an intensity to this. She's pleading with herself. Why is this kind of a bop, though? I mean, Jig of Life. It sounds like an Irish jig. No shit. It's an absolute... This might be the biggest banger on the record, honestly. Makes me want to river dance. Kind of abandons that dream pop sound it established, but for something very out of left field. But I really like it. It's very unique. When's the last time you heard a pop album throw an Irish jig on it? I mean, this is real art. This is real experimentation. Who would want to listen to this? Obviously me, but I wouldn't ever seek this out without hearing it, you know? When's the last time you said, yeah, throw me on an Irish jig? Never. But Kate Bush does it and makes it sound amazing.
I put this moment here. I put this moment here. I put this moment over here.
Over here. Can't you see where memories are kept bright, tripping on the water like a laughing girl? Time in our eyes is spawning past life.
Once again, this feels so...
Holding all the love that waits for you here.
cinematic, like a film.
I am your future. A kiss on the wind and we'll make the land. Come over here to where when lingers, waiting in this empty world. Waiting.
This feels like a monologue from a film. It's like a poem too. It's beautiful.
Will dance me in the sunlit pools. We're of the going water and the gone. We are of water and the holy land of water. And all that's to come runs in with the thrust on the strand.
Oh, all these tracks bleed into each other too. Holy shit. That's interesting. Especially following up a song about her being a ghost. Now maybe... It seems maybe she's not actually dead, and it's still hallucinations. And that she is thinking about life now. And the jig of life. I mean, this was a very song full of energy and life, for lack of a better word. This isn't what I was expecting going into this record. The second half being all about this character who's drowning. It's very fascinating, though. What a fucking wild ride. Jig of Life gets a green. That was a lot of... I mean, lyrically it wasn't fun, but musically it was awesome. It's a banger. It's an Irish river jig. Now, I'm not very Irish, but that's getting played next St. Patrick's Day. Penultimate track, Hello Earth. I wonder if this is still part of it. Once again, her vocals, oh my god. She's gotta be one of the best female vocalists of all time. Just after hearing this record, I'm so impressed with her. This is gorgeous. The strings and the crisp drumming. excellent piano work in this record, too. Chanting is interesting. I don't know if I'd call it chanting, but... yeah, I'd be chanting. Oh, how do you even get your voice that deep? Oh, I can't. Those are real men. So I am confused as to whether she's actually dead or not. Because now it sounds like a funeral. I really like the way she said that. Over America. That was really off key, but you get my point. It was a really, I don't know, just a cool way of rhythmatizing America. Ooh, whatever that. I'm not gonna say it's saxophone because I don't think it is, but it sounds really cool. Once again, the ninth wave feels like I'm watching a movie with how cinematic it is. Like it almost feels like the score to a film. I mean, this brings the whole idea of a rock opera to life. Because I'm envisioning this whole film in front of me that doesn't even exist. Interesting, the submarine sounds. So this is German. I looked on Genius. I don't know that it's German off the top of my head. I knew Latin earlier. I knew Latin. I was saying in Latin before. I wouldn't know German. It looks pretty German though, to be honest. Irgendwo yeah, it's gibst es ein Licht. That's pretty German, but still, I don't speak German. I could have just said the most horrible, awful thing. Oh, hey, that's it. That's the song ended. That one was definitely good, but not quite as intense or powerful as the rest of this ninth wave was. Track 6 through 10, I think we're much better at bringing the intensity and drama to that situation, whereas this one felt a little more slow and plotting, but perhaps, you know, it had that kind of, it had chanting, it had a funeral sound to it. Maybe she's dead. Maybe that's the end. So yeah, I'm still going to give Hello Earth a green, but not as enthusiastically as much of a green as the last couple of songs. But here we are. The last song of the album, The Morning Fog. So let's read the Genius description here. This song concludes the ninth wave as the woman survives her near-death experience and returns to consciousness. Having come so close to death, she promises to appreciate life more fully, as well as those who participate in hers. Kate Bush has stated the character from the ninth wave does not die, but many fans have argued that she does. To them, this song is about reincarnation and rebirth, and the lessons retained from the previous life. Alright, with all that, let's listen to the song. Immediately off the bat, it definitely has a more hopeful sound to it with that guitar riff. I think the backing vocals here sounds a lot like what Cocteau Twins were going to do. I like that weird bass sound. Yeah, I definitely think this has very much more of an uplifting tone than even the rest of the album, even the non-ninth wave parts. That was a great closer. Really close on an optimistic note, and I like that. For this album being so dark and intense, especially that second half, to have an optimistic ending about love, and seeing life for the positive things and what make it worth it. The name, The Morning Fog, is very, very ominous, but the song itself I thought was beautiful. It gets the green. And with that, we've come to the close of Hounds of Love. Well, that was one of the most vivid and creative and fascinating and intriguing records I have heard in a long time. Undoubtedly one of the best albums of the 80s. Influences of goth and dream pop here. Maybe even, I feel like this 1985, this would be very much on the cusp of dream pop, actually, very much proto dream pop, kind of starting that movement. I mean, bands like Cocteau Twins were just starting around this time. Kate Bush already established, I believe this is her 5th record. Yeah, that album was gorgeous. It was so dreamy and beautiful. And that second half, man, the ninth wave is so good. It was so cinematic and intense. And it's impossible to not get so caught up in that story of this lady and her hallucinations and her struggle while she drowns in a shipwreck. It's so hard not to. It becomes so investing, and you're so fascinated into what's happening to her and trying to figure out what's actually going on. And the music, the intensity of the music, and how epic and cinematic it sounded really added to that. I felt like there's a movie that doesn't exist playing before my eyes as I listened to this. I would say my favorites are Running Up That Hill, Mother Stands for Comfort, Under Ice, Waking the Witch, Watching You Without Me, Jig of Life. These last two songs, I like The Morning Fog as a closer, maybe not by itself. Hello Earth was alright, and I wasn't a big fan of Cloud Busting, but I really just enjoyed this album overall. A beautiful proto-dream pop record, so lush and gorgeous. Kate Bush herself has such command over her vocals, and is so talented and knows how to use them to really accentuate different feelings and emotions and situations, and put you in that moment. Even without reading the lyrics, you can feel and really even understanding what's going on, you can feel those emotions from just the power and timbre of her voice. She knows what to do and how to do it. She's very much almost like a Broadway musical or an opera. She knows how to act within her singing, and I think that's very impressive. She has such a rich and textured and fascinating voice. Probably one of the best female vocalists of all time, just from listening to this record at least. Wow. That was a really amazing album, honestly. An album that's excited me like a Reaction hasn't in a while. It's not a 10. It's not. It's really good. I'm feeling like a 9 out of 10 on this record. Maybe it has room to grow, but fuck, dude, that was amazing. What a great record. I'm definitely going to listen to more Kate Bush. If you want to see me react to more Kate Bush, go ahead and subscribe and leave a like. Anyway, I've been the A-Side. This has been Kate Bush's Hounds of Love. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.